Still went down, but with no defense anywhere near him, he might as well just go straight up. No need to fade away.
Bledsoe against Heinrich. Bledsoe passes to Plumlee. Here's Morris. The 10-footer finds the target.
Boy, he can be a matchup nightmare inside the paint.
Here is Heinrich. With the fadeaway. Breaks a big high bounce and goes in. And Minnesota leads by 2.
They're leaning on that mid-range shot right now. That's 6 of their last 10 points from that area.
Well, they might as well continue to pull up and let it fly.
Now here's Green. Here's Plumlee, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Yeah, they're getting outclassed in the paint at both ends, really.
Heinrich kicks to Johnson. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Boy, they are as hot as can be from mid-range. They're getting run off that three-point line, but they're taking advantage and knocking down those middle-range shots.
Steve, they've banged home 8 of their last 10 points on pull-up jumpers.
Now here's Bledsoe. Green dishes to Plumlee. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. The shot by Heinrich no good.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Misses off the left iron. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession. Some changes for Phoenix. Markieff Morris comes in for Morris, and it's Dragic in for Green. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That is his first foul of the game.
He had pretty much played mistake-free basketball up to that point. That's really the only time he's turned it over so far.
The shot by Heinrich no good.
That's a great shot if there's 1 second left in the game.
Yeah, that would be the good time to do it. Not now, though. 8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
The feed now to Johnson. Pulls it up. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
Here's Dragic. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got his 4th assist in this one. Bledsoe against Heinrich. 4th quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Morris with the rebound.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
Now here's McLemore. Pushing it up. Puts up the baby hook. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Tremendous output from Johnson. He has 14 points and 2 blocks. It's been a really complete performance for him today.
No question, he's made an impact just about everywhere on the court.
Minnesota making a switch here. George is checked in. Now here's Bledsoe. Releases from 15. The putback, and it's slammed in by Plumlee. And Phoenix leads by 2.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Looks like he's lost his focus a little bit. Not playing well in this quarter.
Tucker goes back up. Rebound, Minnesota. Heinrich's got 4 rebounds in this game. Johnson with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. Kicks it to George. Steps back and shoots. And the shot falls short this time.
You know, he's so confident, sometimes to a fault. And that showed right there. That's a bad shot.
Exactly. I mean, that's self-inflicted damage right there. There are a lot better options than what he took.
Here's McLemore. The shot's good on the assist by George. McLemore's got it all tied up now for Minnesota. Phoenix calls timeout. Some changes for Minnesota. Smith comes in for Johnson, and it's Exum in for Kirk Heinrich. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thank you, guys. I had a chance wants to find out what Jeff Hornacek was discussing with his players. He told them, "This is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it." Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
And a nice job there defensively, just getting a hand up enough to bother the shot.
Yeah, that was very nice. Impressive. It made it a much more difficult shot.
Now, here's Exum. George missing again. 1:19 left in the fourth quarter. A three ball. A nice shot by Tucker. Tucker's got the lead up to 3 now for Phoenix.
Defensively, they can't afford to back off of him that much. You don't want to be giving up easy threes, especially at this stage of the game. You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Now Bledsoe. Paul George missing from long range. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. The pass to Tucker. Feeds it to Dragic. There's 37 seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
Outside, George. George missing again. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, no question the right call at this point. You can't let them just dribble it out.
That's right. I mean, you got to send him to the line and hope for a few misses.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he ends up making the second, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Minnesota calls timeout. They're down by 4. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
I think the coach is telling them here to just take the easy points in a hurry, and then you got to foul right away.
I don't think they necessarily need to just foul blindly right away here. Still go for a steal before you send one of them to the foul line.
Gets the first. That narrows the lead down to just 3. And both free throws good for Paul George.
Big time trip to the line there, bringing this down to a one-possession game.
Here's Dragic, and there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
That's his first personal foul.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're behind by 4. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Well, they're drawing up the only thing they can here. You just get off a quick one and then go ahead and foul.
I think free throws are going to be front and center the rest of the way here.
And here's Bledsoe. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. Minnesota making a switch. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Huge free throws there, and that could be the difference. It will force, more than likely, a desperation 3-point attempt.
And here's George for 3. Right between the eyes. A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
But his performance from long range has been incredible.
I know that was your shot, Steve, and today it's his too.
Phoenix calls timeout. Here's Dragic. Oh, it's no good. And we're headed to overtime. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. We've got more NBA. We've got overtime action now, folks. Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, Doris Burke on our sideline, and this is Kevin Harlan. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. And away we go here with post-regulation basketball. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor.
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark, it up. Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Man, I like that. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
Plumlee, the pass to Tucker. Outside Thomas. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
The first one falls.
You know, he's had a number of trips to the line, and he's starting to make some of those foul shots now. That could be dangerous.
Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Exum.
He's got ice water in his veins, fellas. No way he's going to miss from the line when the game's still hanging in the balance. I've seen him make too many in this situation.
Outside, George. Johnson for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. And that's 19 points for Johnson.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
And Thomas, here we go. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Unbelievable basket. What a huge height disadvantage. I thought for sure it would be blocked.
Not this fella, Steve. Not at this stage of the game. He was going to get to the rim no matter who was standing in the way.
He slipped into quite a funk here, Clark.
I think that's a good word to describe it. I mean, the basket is looking awfully small to him at the moment.
Dragic gets the bucket.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
Johnson from outside. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. It's Dragic with the drive. Thomas against George. Thomas kicks to Dragic. There's the triple. And that one's good. And it's a 4-point Phoenix lead.
You know, they didn't leave him alone out there, but you got to rubber band his hands. You got to crowd him and smother him on the perimeter. Otherwise, he'll make you pay.
Here's George. Back to Heinrich. He kicks to George. To end the run. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
That is a clutch shot if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, very gutsy there. What more can you say? He got it done at the best time.
And Thomas, here we go. Here's Plumlee. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line. It's on Ben McLemore.
And Minnesota has had their hands full guarding against Plumlee.
14 rebounds, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
Well, that's important, Clark. I mean, he's conscious of the fact that moving the ball around gets the defense to move. It forces them to work, and it creates a better offensive flow for his own team.
Boy, what a fantastic effort they're getting from Johnson right now.
Thomas kicks to Plumlee. Can't hit, so Minnesota will take it the other way. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. George dishes to McLemore. We're just over 2.5 minutes into overtime in this exciting game. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson, that's for 2. Can't cash in.
I'd rather see him just pull straight up. He went for that leaner, and it seemed to be off balance a bit.
Phoenix calls timeout. Now Plumlee, and it's Dragic off the drive.
Well, that's another good rebound for him. Hasn't mattered at all that he's given up some inches to a few of the other guys on the floor.
And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
Super defensive play. I mean, if that pass gets through, it's probably 2 points.
And he knew that. He knew if it gets through, it's a score, so that's why he sold out for it and got a hand on it.
From deep, George. Beats the buzzer.
Wow. Down it goes at the buzzer. A spectacular finish to this game.
Breathtaking, Steve. Absolutely breathtaking. I'm out of breath.
So it's Minnesota taking the W in a close one. You know, Clark, they couldn't put him away in regulation, but after a superb performance in overtime, they managed to get the job done.
Yeah,